Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Breaking Kayfabe. We had to restart the live. Our guest should be back on here soon. I do sincerely apologize. Messenger is not always our friend. Facebook is not always our friend. Technology is not always our friend. And let me tell you, it is not always easy to deal with. But we are hoping that for this special occasion, as it will let me interview Sweet Caramel Lightning. Alright. I am very excited for this, ladies and gentlemen. This man, we've been talking about an interview for some time, and I know there will be others watching as well from the companies that he's in, and this is a true, true honor. Okay, I have tagged him. Hello, Mr. Mighty. Hello, sir. Our guest should be on here when he is ready. Welcome, Mom. Welcome. I'm ready for this. I'm very anticipated. True honor for the man himself. I did send out the invite. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please just wait in anticipation as we await for this to happen. We did restart the live, so we're hoping this time it shall go very more smoothly. But I hope everybody is having a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. I'm very nerve-wracked for this. I have wrestled some guys that used to wrestle. I have wrestled. I have not wrestled. I have interviewed with people for the EFED community. Some that have been in backyard, but this is a true, true honor to meet somebody like this. I'm very nervous. Live video. Welcome, Izzy James. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome for the historic moment as we await the arrival of Sweet Caramel Lightning. Well, I think while we wait for him, I guess we could go over some stuff that's happening in the wrestling world here. On July 27th, ALW will be hosting a show. World Wrestling with Pride will be hosting Glitter and Grit on July 5th. EBW, Elite Breakout Wrestling, will be hosting Easy Kai on July 19th. SWF, Saturday, will be hosting a show on July 19th. Extreme Intense Championship Wrestling will be hosting a show on July 19th. I did add him to the live, so I did send him the invite, so he should just be able to join. Also, CCW will be hosting a show on Saturday, July 26th, Prelude to Violence. Hello!
There we go.
There we go! There we
Messy,
go!
messy,
Hello,
messy.
sir!
Facebook Live. I'm going to get my revenge on you one way or another for making this take so long. But Brandon, Chris, how y'all doing this morning?
Sir, I'm anticipated, I'm hyped, I'm ready, I'm ecstatic, I'm a little bit nervous. This is a huge, huge honor for me.
Oh, it's a huge honor for me as well, man. Anytime somebody wants to take some time out of their own busy schedule to talk to Sweet Caramel Lightning, it's going to be a pleasure and a half. So, fellas, let's get down to the nitty gritty. What do y'all want to talk about?
Well, sir, I have done some research into you as well onto the YouTube world and not just what I've seen on from Facebook. I have noticed you have been to varieties of companies like Laredo Wrestling Alliance, Texas Style Wrestling, and Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. What inspired you to become a pro wrestler, and who were some of your early influences?
Well, man, big thing about me that I tell most people that I meet, I was raised by some of the older women in my family. My grandmother and her sister, most notably, two people who kind of grew up watching wrestling themselves with my great grandfather going to shows in the New Orleans area, which is where I'm from. A hotbed for Mid South wrestling back in the '80s, of course. So I grew up watching a lot of the old VHS tapes and things like that. So a lot of NWA, WCW, and some Mid South wrestling in my household. That was some of the first stuff I was exposed to from an early age. So I grew up really liking guys like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Junkyard Dog, especially since Junkyard Dog is a Louisiana native as well.
Yes, he
Uh,
was.
and as I got older, growing up into the Attitude Era and everything, The Rock became one of my favorites, of course, along with other members of the Nation of Domination, like
Yup.
like Farouk, D'Lo Brown, all those guys, especially the Godfather. Then getting a little older, it's the 2000s now. I'm starting to rediscover wrestling a little bit after the Attitude Era kind of dies down. And two big people that stuck out to me really, Jazz and Rodney Mack. Jazz, of course, having been a two-time WWF and WWE Women's Champion. Rodney Mack, very famous for the White Boy Challenge on WWE and wrestling Goldberg and his Madison Square Garden debut, along with Rodney Mack himself being a stalwart of the NWA, winning various championships with that organization, still working for them to this day. Uh, those were two very big influences on me because growing up in New Orleans, the wrestling scene kind of died down. So me growing up in the '90s, but having been exposed to all that stuff, uh, I didn't even know you could become a professional wrestler if you were from New Orleans or like any parts of Louisiana, because it had been kind of dead in that area for so long. So seeing them two, uh, they're from Louisiana, in more ways than one. Rodney Mack being from Lafayette, born and raised. Jazz, she's originally from Memphis, but has spent plenty of time in Louisiana, even being billed from being from New Orleans for a time. So
Yeah.
those are two major things that made me realize, oh, hey, if these are people that are from the same place as I am, I can definitely go do this. And a beautiful full circle moment, being in Texas now, having relocated a few years ago, I do now work and train under Rodney Mack and Jazz, a part of Dog Pound Championship
Wow.
Wrestling within the NWA Texas developmental system.
Rodney
So
Mack and Jazz, those are two legends.
yes, sir, in more ways than one. They are pretty much running things in NWA Texas, and for the last couple of years, man, we've been really pulling it out of the mud. You know what I mean? Uh, you look at a lot of the things that we're doing now in like the last 2 years for NWA Texas. You know, we're an NWA Texas for Dog Pound Championship Wrestling and TSW. You know, but a lot of people don't know, man. We started this thing in bars and little nightclubs and stuff like that. You know, sometimes wrestling in front of 20 people. And now we get stages where, you know, there's 200 to 500 people in the building sometimes, you know? So, you know, it's been a very hard journey, man, but it's all worth it, you know? Everything keeps growing and we've been the ones growing it.
Most indeed, sir. You brought up something called PSW.
PSW, no, TSW, Texas Style
Oh,
Wrestling. Texas
okay.
Style
My bad.
Wrestling. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Might have been the accent caught you off guard a little bit right there. But no,
That's my bad. That's
T
why I
is
had to
in
make sure. I was like, ESW or TSW?
Oh no, TSWT as in
Yeah.
Turtle. That is our sister organization up in Dallas for Texas style wrestling. Also a part of the NWA Texas system. Uh, they operate in Forney, Texas for the most part at this beautiful facility called the OC Theater. Uh, and
Ooh.
we have such tremendous talent that comes up to TSW for the product that we all have up there. So that's a mix of people from all over the place. Like you got guys from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Florida even come through to TSW, and of course all the homegrown talent down in Texas that's helped make TSW what it is today. You know, and we
Mm.
have such an amazing assortment of legendary names there that help us make TSW what it is, you know, from a backstage aspect. We have James Beard there, who's a legendary referee and coach himself, very accomplished author as well. Like I said, Rodney Mack and Jazz are there at TSW helping us run things, get the show going the way it goes. We have Tim Storm there, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, somebody that you see still on NWA to this day, performing and doing his thing. So just having all those great minds up there at TSW, and then you got the talent that's in the ring making the show what it is. You know, guys like Izzy James, guys like Devastation Reborn, Frank Stone and AJ Farrat, respectively. You know, two guys I look up to as a tag team and also individual wrestlers. You got the OMGs, the current TSW Tag Team Champions. You got Bam Bam Malone, who I've wrestled once or twice now, holding it down with the TSW Texas Heavyweight Championship. Uh, and even our women's TSW champion, Natalia Markova, another lady who's doing big things in the NWA now as well. So we have so many great minds and great talent that's just all over NWA Texas right now, uh, building a great product.
Incredible. Incredible. Just absolutely wonderful to hear. I love hearing expansion and stuff like that. And what it sounds like, you guys are expanding and you guys will continue to grow, not just in Texas, but you guys may just expand out of just Texas and go more, you know?
Yes, man, it's going to happen, man. I always tell people, man, you have to pull an arrow backwards to launch it forward. And that's exactly what this entire journey has been like. Like I said, man, there was a point in time where we were wrestling in bars, you know, in front of 20 or 30 people. That was the phase of what we got going on to where that arrow was getting pulled back, you know. You might not like the situation, it might not be ideal, but you always have to remember, man, you're working towards something bigger and greater, you know? And when that arrow finally does get released and you can go, you'll be prepared for when you land. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have enough strength and power to get there from being held back. So it's all been a process. It's all been a journey. But now we're starting to see the fruits of all that labor come down, and we're loving it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, And you know how that goes, man. Texas is just the beginning, you know. And with the NWA banner, those three powerful letters in professional wrestling, National Wrestling Alliance, being held by Billy Corgan right now. We are going to do amazing things in the next coming years for professional wrestling. It might not be anything that's set in stone right now, man, but this is all coming together. Just you wait and see.
I can't wait to see it, and the journey is definitely going to be one to behold and to see what else happens down the line and who even comes down to you guys at the time, too.
Absolutely, man. And one big thing, man, I mentioned Izzy James a little while ago. He's
He
been
was
having
actually
a
on here just a bit ago. I don't know if he's still watching, but
well, maybe he is, man, but I want to give a special shout out to that guy, man. He's somebody I've known about for a very long time, especially, uh, originally training in Louisiana. He was actually the first champion of the promotion I started with, a little company called Elevate Pro from back in the day. But he recently competed in a tournament, man, for the NWA Texas Championship to see who would be the first new NWA Texas champion in over, I want to say, almost 30 odd years. And he came out on top, man, and he's the new NWA Texas champion. So shout out to you, Izzy James. He's a perfect example of hard work and staying the course, man, and being that arrow that gets pulled back and finally launches and lands. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And I see that. Definitely. Good grats to Izzy, and congrats to you, sir. Freaking, this journey is incredible. Could you tell us about your training and preparation for your wrestling career? You've already told us a little bit about Jazz and Rodney Matt, but what's the training like?
So, man, the training at Dog Pound Dojo is second to none, man. We get very hands-on training with Rodney Mack and Jazz. Uh, I
So they beat the
man, I
crap out
can
of you guys.
yeah, man, they'll get in that ring, man, and they'll put the paws on you, but they'll bump around for you themselves. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of trainers will do that and get in the ring with you, man. I got a lot of stories about just getting in the ring with Rodney at training, and if he's feeling up for it, man, he'll bump around, do some flips, do a couple rolls, and just get in there, man. So he's the best, you know. Uh, a very big influence to me as a mentor. Not only as just a coach, but getting to watch him and getting to watch him prepare for his own matches and how he trains himself. It helps me stay focused and stay in the game and prepare for all this as well. And then you got Jazz as well, man. She is not afraid to get in there with us big guys and slap us around, but in doing so, we learn so much about being able to adjust to the different sizes and things that you might encounter in the ring because there's so many different body types in professional wrestling. So whenever she gets in the ring with us, it's like a real good treat. And the training itself, man, we offer 3 days of training, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're starting to do some Tuesday classes here and there over there, right in San Antonio, 9747 Culebra Road, man. We got a nice family environment over there. Everybody loves and trusts each other like you're supposed to do in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Uh, but we keep it competitive, man, because at the end of the day, we're all dogs trying to hunt, trying to snatch that bone. You know what I'm saying? So we get it in, man. We don't pull punches. You know, uh, everybody's a little black and blue and red from being all bruised up and slapped around at the end of every night. But it's all love, man, and it helps us get better. Iron sharpens iron. That's what we like to say up at the dojo.
Iron Shock design.
Iron sharpens iron.
Okay. Okay.
hmm So yeah, man. Uh, so big things happening at the Dog Pound Dojo right now. Uh, Lots of new students coming in. So hey, if you're watching this and you're in San Antonio and your dream is to become a professional wrestler, there is no better place to come than the Dog Pound Dojo. If you are already a professional wrestler and you want to refine your skills, you want to get better, you want to see what might be missing in your game that might help you get to the next level, 9747 Culebra Road, Suite 403. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, baby. 7 p.m. every night on the dot. We'll see you there. Come holler at the dogs and we'll get you right.
Hell yes, hell yes. We want to see some more generations to come in the TSW, and we want to see where TSW will go. And
Oh,
I can't wait to see.
you can't forget Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, baby. That's my home, man. Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. That's where everybody gets to really refine these skills at when you coming through the Dog Pound Dojo.
ACW, All Time Championship Wrestling.
Oh, I can't say that I've heard of those guys, but this is Dog Pound. Dog Pound.
Oh, okay.
hmm So yeah, man, it's we do remarkable work at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. You can catch us on YouTube.
Yep.
Uh, we have a very, very, very prominent show going on right now called Paradox. You can
Yep.
catch that all on YouTube. We're on Anthem TV down here locally in San Antonio, and that's got some international streaming as well that we've been made aware of recently. So we're real happy about that. And also, our sister organization, TSW, they're going to be streaming all over Texas pretty soon in all the major markets. So you'll be able to see us on some regular TV, some streaming TV, anywhere you can get it, you'll be able to find us real soon.
I was actually watching Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, one of your matches, you versus Whiskey Saya or Sawyer?
Yes, whiskey sour, man, oh man,
Sour.
that
Okay.
that was my very first match for Dog Pound Championship Wrestling.
Wonderful.
Fun fact about whiskey sour, man. Whiskey sour was a part of the City Boys, who were a tag team that I feuded with for quite a long time, and we went back and forth over those NWA Texas Tag Team Championships, man, and lots of wars with the City Boys. Now, eventually, the City Boys became a tandem of Bino Blue and KDP, Kobe Dale and Payne. And man, you're gonna see some absolute wars between the City Boys and Ghetto Fabulous over those NWA Texas Tag Team Championships, man. So, hey, if you're watching this, go give NWA Texas Dog Pound Championship Wrestling a little search up on YouTube, man, or Anthem TV, whatever you might have. Go look up Paradox and sit back and watch the show, man, because we got some great content on there.
Most definitely, I can attest for that. Your guys' shows are literally, it's the dog pound, hard pounding action and grit.
Oh yeah, man, that's how we train and that's what we deliver, bro.
How did you develop your ring name and what does it mean to you?
So this is another funny story, man, because pro wrestling's been something I've always loved. So, and I've never been ashamed about it. So when I was in high school, I was big on the tape trading. Whatever DVDs or anything I didn't have for some pro wrestling, man, I would always ask my friends who I knew watched wrestling too. I was like, "Hey, man, do you have this DVD?" And I met this guy named Brandon and we became really good friends, man. So we would do the spirit weeks in high school, and we would get the big colorful singlets and things like that, kind of like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty used to wear when they were the Rockers. We would get all that type of stuff, and we would run around the school and we would call ourselves the tag team champs and this, that, and the other. And we ended up getting a name from some of the young ladies at the school. Uh, because me being a lighter skin complexion gentleman, my friend Brandon was a darker skin complexion gentleman. The girls would call him Chocolate Thunder, and they started calling me Caramel Lightning.
So Chocolate Thunder and
So
Caramel Lightning became the trend.
right. So we started, when we were running around in our singlets and pretending to be the pro wrestlers and everything at the time, we would call ourselves Sweet Sensations because he was Chocolate Thunder and I was Caramel Lightning. So we was like, oh, we got some sugary treats right here, man. So let's do it, dude. Let's do our thing, man. They already gave us the name. So when I actually broke into professional wrestling, I was not Sweet Caramel Lightning until I want to say my second year. I was just wrestling under my name Andrew Ricardo Mendoza. So that worked for a little while, but I had always thought to myself, I was like, man, this is what I'm doing now is kind of boring. There's no substance to it. There's not enough me in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, why don't I just start being me with professional wrestling? Why don't I just turn it up to 11? Hell, I turn it up to 15 personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't turn it up to 11. That's too low for me. I got to turn it up to 15. So I said, man, let me bring back Sweet Caramel Lightning real quick. And, it's been all up from there, man. Been having a blast, bro. So,
Incredible,
that's
incredible. And
kind
you
of,
have
that's kind
definitely
of
made your
like,
claim.
yeah, man. So that's kind of the origin of where that came from. A little funny high school thing turned into like uh, a legitimate career for me. You know?
Those coincidences can happen at any time, and if we've heard wrestlers' stories, like little funny coincidences like that could just like change somebody. Like it's good to hear your story like that and hear where certain little things like that just develop something big.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So no, man, it's been wonderful. So I can only I can only have gratitude and appreciation for a lot of the things I've had to experience.
Yeah.
So and hanging with those girls in high school, I guess they thought they were making fun of us in some kind of way, but we were like so into it, man. We just rolled with it.
You embrace the hate that they were trying to frown.
Absolutely, man. You hear something like that, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Thanks for that.
And now look where you are and probably those girls are.
Yeah, man, I have no clue where those girls are. Probably still in New Orleans working at McDonald's or something. Who knows?
You're doing what you love to do, making waves, not just in Texas, but you're making waves being seen on different platforms.
Absolutely, man. You gotta have goals and aspirations when you're a professional wrestler, man. Yes. Do I want to put on a good show? Absolutely. Do I want to have people chanting my name, whether they be booing me and hating me and want to see me get my tail absolutely whipped? Yes, I do. Do I want them to cheer me like an iconic folk hero? Absolutely. Do I want to make all that money that comes along with this? Absolutely, man. Those are great rewards. But at the end of the day, man, I absolutely just love doing this, man. Never, never, ever, ever have I had such a beautiful moment of peace and clarity than when I was in my very first match in the middle of a battle royal. Absolutely chaotic scene going on around me. And it just time stood still, you know?
And then time, I would imagine, is speeding up now.
It kind of is, man. What? 2025 it is now. This is gonna be year 6.
Only
Yeah.
six
So
years. That's shocking to me.
right, man. I started in 2019 when I was about 28 years old. A little late of a bloomer, but I had some other things going on in life. Was trying to do things I thought I wanted to do, you know. But
Hmm.
I got to a point where I was like, pro wrestling has always been like the thing that I really wanted to try and do and be a part of. And I tell you, man, as soon as I found a school, I ran to that place, bro. I said, I'm going to check this out tonight.
And look where you are now, and we're happy to have you here today, sir.
Absolutely, man. And I gotta say one more thing coming up real soon, July
Oh,
27th, man. San Antonio, Texas, at Big's Burger Joint. We got NWA Texas Dog Pound Championship Wrestling live TV tapings for Paradox coming up. So, people, if you're in the San Antonio area or you're in any area around town, man, we are going to be doing some big things. And Sweet Caramel Lightning's got some singles action. Y'all usually see me in the tag team scene doing my tag team thing. Hey, singles action coming up now, baby. It's time. It's time. Hey, like I said, sometimes you got to pull that arrow. Well, oh, you always got to pull that arrow backwards in order to see it launch forward. And baby, it's Sweet Caramel Lightning about to get launched forward. Just y'all wait and see. July 27th, be there or be square, baby, because it's going down. I'm telling y'all right now.
most definitely, most definitely. And you've told us quite a bit about TSW. What do you think is the experience that you learned from it? Like the biggest experience you learned from it?
TSWs, man, TSW has like this very high production value behind it. So you get a real taste of a higher level of professional wrestling television production, and it teaches you how to like really be professional, how to really prepare, how to really keep things like the time in mind, uh, and just you get exposed to some very high level competition over there, man. I've been in the ring with guys who who can take a situation as having a one on one fight with somebody or a tag team matchup with someone, and man, they can operate at such a pace and slowness that is like you can see them not even struggling. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah,
control what's going on around them. And I think as a competitor, that is the type of thing that makes you better, because you start catching up to those guys' level of speed. I said about that next level. It's everywhere that you see in sports. Like we take the NFL for example. That's the highest level of competition in professional football that you can get to. And you'll see guys that are in college that are, they're amazing in college. You know what I'm saying? But that NFL is the next level, and that NFL doesn't care about what you did in college.
yeah.
And some guys they can't make that jump. How many Heisman Trophy winners that can you remember that didn't do anything in the NFL? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you right now, sir. I'm gonna just tell you so you know, I only watch pro wrestling as the sport as I watch.
But you understand though, right? You can kind of understand. There
Yeah,
are
yeah.
guys, there are guys in every avenue that are amazing somewhere, and then the next level happens, and they can't do it. So
It's
us being able to get exposed to some of those talents at TSW that have been to the highest levels, like we have NWA talent that's there.
yeah.
We have former in WWE talent that is in the building. Uh,
Did
and
you guys
some
have
of,
Chris Masters at your show?
I believe he has come to a few shows for TSW.
Okay.
So, those are just some of the examples I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've even gotten to wrestle Rodney Mack a long time ago.
Wow.
I want
Must
to
have
say
been
two,
an honor.
absolutely. That was somebody I grew up watching, you know, and being a fan of. So, and just having him as a coach and being able to wrestle him as well. Of course it didn't go my way. uh, Rodney Mack is a hell of a man, bro. I tell people he's probably one of the most dangerous human beings that this planet has ever produced. So,
Yeah, that's saying it right there. Meeting your own
yeah,
hero, saying it how it is.
right, exactly. So, but just being able to touch that next level, to get a taste of it, to understand what you need to do in order to make it to that next level, man. That is a big thing that PSW provides us, and what makes us so different from a lot of other people.
Most indeed, you guys do have your unique style, and you talk about strong opponents like Rodney Mack himself, and you've talked about a few others, but if you could give me, in your own mind, of five, particular from TSW, that have been your toughest, and how
Oh
did you
man.
prepare for them?
So man, I want to say I've had a singles match at TSW where I wrestled against Ivan Warsaw, a former WWE NXT talent. That
Yeah,
was one of my toughest matchups, man. And I gotta say, it was me and him, two very large guys, getting in that ring, going one on one, bashing each other, just absolutely laying it all out there in the ring, man. That was one of the toughest matchups I've ever had, like to this day. And some of the other ones I mentioned, I'm a prominent tag team wrestler, former two-time NWA Texas Tag Team Champion, in Ghetto Fabulous. Man, I gotta tell you, some of the tag team matches I've had against the City Boys, Dino Blue and Kobe Dale and Payne, KDP. Super tough matchup that went down at TSW, and it was a triple threat match for the tag team division. So we had the OMGs in there with us, man, and it went down like this, man. Three teams, one opportunity. Who gets to face Devastation Reborn for the TSW Texas Tag Team Championship? And man, all three teams, Ghetto Fabulous, the City Boys, and OMGs, we went in that ring. We laid it all out there, man. One of the matches of the ages that y'all are going to be able to see on TSW real, real soon. And man, those those have been the five toughest opponents for me, I gotta say. So I'm cheating a little bit because I'm throwing some tag teams in there. But
hey,
like I
hey, it
said,
works. It works.
yeah, that's five people, man. So yeah, man. Um, Goodness gracious. The OMGs, Mike Anthony and John Amari, man. Two crazy tough competitors. Pulling it down in Memphis and Arkansas. So if you guys got some time, go check them out. The OMGs once again. City Boys ain't no slouches either, man. We took those NWA Texas Tag Team Championships from them in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. They took them right back from us, and we took them again, man. So there are no slouches, buddy. And when they had they would have them for a long time, you know. So we know them very well, and those are one of the toughest teams I've ever faced.
Incredible, incredible. I love to hear it, and I love to hear the relationships and connections from in matches when you can just make something from just pure nothing into like something big, and people are like, "Whoa, that just happened."
Oh yeah, man.
Now, you tell us about some memorable moments in matches. Could you maybe give us like a little bit of a story of some moments that also speak out to you, and maybe give us like five of your memorable matches?
Well, man, I will tell you the biggest moment that has stuck out for me since coming to Dog Pound Championship Wrestling is when we got announced late last year in November as the next territory for the NWA. They just don't add anybody to the territory system. You have to earn it. You have to put a great product in the ring. You have to put a great product out on TV. You have to get the people in the building. You have to be a draw. You have to be able to show the NWA that we have earned a right to be a part of the NWA. And that's just what we did. Like I said, pulling it out of the mud, man. Going from crowds of 20 to 30 people to crowds of 200 people, having a TV show, getting a streaming deal with a local cable service, you know what I'm saying? That provides cable TV and streaming services in people's homes. Uh, and just getting that label of NWA Texas attached to us, man. What a moment that was for everybody involved because if we got our flowers in that moment. Now, to say that, man, we have not gotten complacent at all. As you've been witness to, man, we're still bringing the heat. We're still fighting, clawing, and chewing because we want more. We showed that we belong, but now we want to show that we run it.
Most definitely agreed.
As far as matches go, memorable matches. We spoke about one earlier. My very first match in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. It was with Whiskey Sour, man. Another memorable match I've had in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. First night winning the NWA Texas Tag Team Championships as a part of Ghetto Fabulous. We beat the City Boys for those belts. We held them for 217 days, man. One of the
Incredible.
longest, one of the longest reigns that with that championship. So our names will forever be etched in history right there, man. You can go look that up on cagematch.com right now. It's there in big, bold, beautiful letters. 217 days. And I loved every bit of second of it. Um, the third thing, man, long time ago, we did a triple promotion joint show.
Oh,
Oh yeah, man. And we were fortunate enough, me and another tag team partner that I had at the time, we were the champions of another local promotion, and that was one of the promotions that ended up along with Dog Pound doing the triple promotion show. And we were lucky enough to do a champions versus champion tag team showcase match, and it ended up being the main event of the whole show.
wow.
So that was a very memorable matchup for me. Another very memorable match I've had. A gentleman by the name of Frank Stone, who was a part of Devastation Reborn and a TSW regular, as I've mentioned. He's our current Dog Pound Championship Wrestling Texas Heavyweight Champion, by the way. He is also the proprietor of a promotion in El Paso, Texas, where he's from, called Nation of Wrestling.
Oh,
So if you love some Texas wrestling, man, check out Nation of Wrestling. Frank Stone and my big dog Queens over there holding it down. Queens, the former Nation of Wrestling heavyweight champion himself. We went on over to Nation of Wrestling in El Paso last year, and we had a joint show with those guys. And me, my tag team partner in Queens, we're collectively known as Ghetto World. Uh, what we did, man, we had a little problem with these guys. They had been beating up on Queens for a little while. So we decided to, take that drive on over to El Paso and help him iron that situation out. And it got ironed out in the form of a wild street fight. So normally you don't see trios matches have street fights, but man, we took it to them boys out there in El
I love
Paso.
that.
Oh
I love
yes,
seeing extreme stuff like that. So,
it was a wild, crazy fight, man. So hey, we did our thing and we made it happen.
yes, you guys did. Yes, you guys did. And you guys made an impact. And you talk. about tag teams, you've noticed you've talked about that a bit. Do you want to tell us your history with alliances, like anywhere, and just tag teams and trios and like factions?
Oh man, it's been ghetto fabulous over at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. Like I said, we were tagged with two-time tag team champions over there. We were one of the longest reigns at 217 days as NWA Texas Dog Pound Championship Wrestling tag team champions, my man. Uh, and in El Paso, when we go hook up with my man Queens, Ghetto World all day, the big trio over there holding it down for the streets of El Paso, you know? So
Yeah.
those are my big alliances, man. And wherever we go, we stay tight, we stay connected, we cheer each other on, and we celebrate each other's successes, man. And when we fail, we lift each other up, you know?
Most definitely.
Oh yeah, but you know, man, ghetto world, just like the ghettos around the world, man. It could get bigger, brighter, and better. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we always looking to recruit. So we'll see what the future holds for that.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe new recruits, maybe on the rise. Who knows? There could be a recruit in the wait. What sets your style, your in-ring style, apart from other wrestlers, and how do you continue to evolve as a performer?
So me personally, man, I have a good mix of power, technical skill, and just a whole lot of charisma and flair, you know. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not opposed to just doing some old-fashioned ground and pound, you know, little beat down style. I like to show off here and there, man. But you know, when people start showing off a little bit too much in front of me, man, I just got to do that ground and pound, you know. Put these big muscles on them. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. I hear that.
So man, there ain't nobody like Sweet Caramel Lightning, man. I can tell you that. From just training where I train at the Dog Pound Dojo, and even being exposed to multiple talents from around the country, man. I can safely say there ain't nobody like Sweet Caramel Lightning. You know what I'm saying? 6'2", 225 pounds of caramel goodness, and you already know I'm big, tough, strong, juicy, jacked, and tan, my man. So who got it better than Sweet Caramel Lightning in 2025?
You've had one hell of a year, and it's still a full year. There's still some of a year to go. So
Oh
going into
yeah,
next year.
man. Oh yeah, we're in the second part of the year now, man. So we got to make sure we end this second part of the year with a bang. Got to give myself a nice little Christmas present to myself at the end of the year.
Most definitely, sir. And you competing in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, how long did it take to adapt to that promotion's style?
Oh man, I will say, man, it took a little bit of time, but luckily you have the opportunity to train with all these people, day in and day out. So uh, while it takes a while to adapt to the style, you will eventually land on your feet and get everything down pat. You know,
Yeah.
it all just comes with reps, training, and experience.
Well said, sir. Well said. And you have competed in companies, another company. We've talked about Dog Pound. We've talked about Texas. You remember LWA, Laredo Wrestling Alliance?
Yes, sir. Laredo Wrestling Alliance, that is owned and operated by Lieutenant Dan, who actually works for NWA Texas Dog Pound Championship Wrestling as well. He's our ring announcer, backstage interviewer, helps take care of us, make sure things go smooth at the shows. So I can't give Lieutenant Dan enough credit, man. uh, LWA, he was a person that reached out and gave me some opportunities when I first got out here to Texas, man. Gave me a platform to refine my skills and work on some things and try some things and also just get acclimated to other versions of styles of wrestling. You know, LWA being in Laredo is right there on the border, man. So it's a humongous lucha libre scene down there. So being able to get exposed to that talent down there in Laredo, man. They operate at a different speed, very flashy. You know what I'm saying? So not only do you get an opportunity to adapt to that style as well and adapt to that speed, you kind of get to start learning what works against that type of style. You know how to effectively win matches against those lucha libre competitors. Because imagine if I had not had that experience and I maybe make it to a TNA or MLW or even a WWE, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
those lucha guys, man, they would probably clean my clock, you know? So being able to get that lucha libre experience, that has been such a great opportunity, and I can safely say that I have Lieutenant Dan and Laredo Wrestling Alliance to thank for that as well.
I hope to continue to learn more about Laredo Wrestling Alliance as I learn about them from YouTube and what I see online and stuff. And I am glad to see that you have been a part of promotion. And I have saw one of your matches. It was a crazy tag match. If you know which one I'm talking about, that's up on YouTube. If I could find it. I had it there. My apologies. All right, right here. Bad Boys of Wrestling versus Porky and Cobra versus the Midnight Special and SCL, which is you, versus Hate Breed.
Yes, man, that was a long time ago. Four corners tag team match down in Laredo Wrestling Alliance. I believe it was elimination style. And if I recall correctly, I dove out of the ring. So that was a fun time, man. Man, you have so many matches over the years, you start forgetting some of the matches, man. So that was definitely a little throwback that you brought and put a real smile on my face just now.
Well, I'm happy to bring it back. One thing with me, I like to take things back to how it used to be, and like I said, I tried to look in, so I could figure out a little bit of who you were. Like, I also watched you versus Alberto Vega and you versus Israel.
Oh yeah, man. Those are some matches that I had out there in Laredo. I wrestled a gentleman named James Blackheart as well, if you can find
Yes,
that.
I was
Yes.
literally just about to ask you about that.
hmm All very great competitors down there in Laredo. Uh, Learned a lot from wrestling those guys, man. Learned a lot about the style. Learned a lot about the environment. Learned a lot about myself having to wrestle those guys, man. So I have a somewhat okay record down in Laredo, but I'm always willing to go back and polish it up even more.
Can you tell us about your rivalries in LWA and how they impacted your career?
Oh man, I would say my biggest rivalry was probably with James Blackheart, man. That was the guy that I went down to the Laredo and specifically had a target on his back, man, because I knew he was one of the top dogs down there. So I went down there. I said, dude, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show everybody in Laredo that Sweet Caramel Lightning is not here to play.
I have no doubt there, sir. And you are going to continue to thrive on this incredible journey you have in pro wrestling. And I can't wait to see where you go.
Oh yeah, man, we going a whole lot of places, man. I'm creeping back into the Gulf Coast area. Being from Louisiana, starting to get a little bit of action out that way. So we'll see if we can extend that from Texas to Florida, man.
That would be incredible. Is there a place in Florida you're looking at?
Ooh, lots of places, man. Lots of places. We'll see. We'll see what Sweet Caramel Lightning can find. But I really, really, really like that Miami area. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. You
Lots
want to go
of
where
lot.
MVP's from?
Oh yeah, man. So maybe we'll see if I can get something going down there one of these days.
Most
I know,
definitely. And when
I
you
know a
do,
couple.
please let us know.
Oh yeah, man. I know a couple people down in that Miami area, so we'll see what I can make happen.
Can you walk us through your preparation for a match and how do you develop your strategy?
So, man, first things first, man, whenever you hear that you're wrestling somebody, you immediately go look that person up and you study them. You see their quirks. You look at a lot of the things that they like to do, a lot of the things that they like to put into combos. You put that in your mind and you start preparing and training for it, man. You kind of see what their offense is. How can I negate their offense? How can I take some things away from them, you know? If they need their lower portion of their body for some power moves and things like that, we're gonna try to target some of those soft tissue areas uh, in the lower section. You know, try to weaken them so we can take advantage of some things. If there's somebody that needs their upper body to do a lot of things, you know, I want to do some soft tissue damage. I want to take out those arms, those shoulders, hurt that back, hurt those ribs. You know what I'm saying? Just anything we can do to just get that advantage and start wearing people down, you know? Uh, just, you know, attack, isolate, recognize, you know? You do what you got to do in certain situations. You always got to remember, man, it's a fight, and a fight can be a life or death situation sometimes. So you got to treat it like one all the time. So the preparation starts right there with just watching film. But then, man, first things first, we in order to be successful in this business, man, you got to have a body that is up for the task. This is combat. This is physical. This is the human body going through things it's not meant to go through. So you got to be in the gym, man. 6 days a week. I wake up 5 a.m. I'm at the gym, brother. I am tearing it up, lifting the big weights and getting strong, man. And then nutrition is a must, man. You gotta eat right. You gotta have strength. You gotta have the fuel to go. You can't be all sloppy and nasty trying to be a professional wrestler, man, because it just ain't gonna work.
Exactly. Got
You
to put
know?
in that work, got to pay your dues.
Right, man. You can't be eating pizza and burgers and ice cream all the time, you know? That stuff, yeah, of course that stuff tastes good and we can eat it and enjoy it and everything. But man, you got to get some chicken. You got to get some beef. You got to get some broccoli, some rice, some good, clean, solid foods in your body, man, so you can grow, so you can be strong, so your body can handle all that crazy impact that you're going to be taking all the time. So, man, nutrition is absolutely key for me in staying prepared for professional wrestling.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Hell, nutrition is key, but the gym is my favorite. I'm at the gym right now doing this interview. Had to get the pump in before I came to talk to you.
Well, awesome, man. What gym do you prefer? Like, what is the gym that you prefer?
Well, man, I would say I have a preference for Gold's Gym, but because of the location of where I live, I'm at a little place called LA Fitness. So Gold's Gym, top notch, man. But LA Fitness is where I'm usually at.
Understood. Understood. Respect. How do you connect with the audience and build a relationship with your fans?
Oh man, for the most part, I talk a whole lot of trash.
They love to hate you.
I talk a whole lot of trash, man. And if I see some kids in the crowd yelling at me, man, I tell them straight up. I said, I'm coming to your mama's house. I'm taking your fruity snacks, and she might like me, so I'll be on your couch in 2 weeks if I feel like it.
Oh boy.
Some of the people hate it, some of the people love it, man. But at the end of the day, man, they always react to what Sweet Caramel Lightning got going on.
And you definitely can walk the walk and talk the talk.
Oh yeah, hey, in this business, man, you got to, bruh. You got to. I learned that from an early age, growing up on the streets of New Orleans, man. That's one of the toughest cities on earth, my brother. So if you can't walk the walk and talk the talk up in New Orleans, man, you can't do it anywhere.
And you talked about the Junkyard Dog in Mid South, who literally broke open the Mid South area, and literally they were calling it the Year of the Dog, like every single year there for a while until he finally left to WWF. But Junkyard Dog had one of the biggest impacts on Louisiana ever.
Absolutely, man. He actually spent some time training Jazz and Rodney Mack, man. So when you think about it, that's like my wrestling grandpa right there, you know? A lot of the stuff that he instilled into them and taught them is getting passed down to us, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when a lot of those dots connect and make that full circle, you know?
Exactly. It's wonderful to see.
Absolutely, man.
What are your short term and long term goals in your wrestling career, and how do you plan to achieve them?
The short term goals, man, singles wrestling championship success. We have quite a few singles championships at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. I mentioned the Dog Pound Championship Wrestling Texas Heavyweight Championship. We also have the Pound for Pound Championship over at Dog Pound. That's kind of our that's our anybody can get it type of championship, man. You think of the pound for pound championship as the open weight title, you know? Open weight, open challenges. Anybody can get it, so if you want some, come get some. And I personally think that's the belt that fits me the best. Cause I'm down to get in that ring and mix it up with anybody, anywhere.
So speaking of that, when you say that, so if you were to get this belt, you're not just going to be defending in TSW. You're going to go around to all them around there, like all the promotions.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get to the Gulf Coast. I'm trying to get to the West Coast. I'm trying to go to the East Coast. I'm trying to go anywhere, man. I'll go to Nebraska if they ask me to come to Nebraska, man. I will wrestle in the middle of a cornfield and slap my opponent with a piece of corn if I need to win that match that way and keep that pound for pound championship if I do ever win that belt.
You ever thought about the UK?
All the time, man. You know, I'm down for some tea and some crumpets and some fish and some chips. You know,
Oh boy, oh boy. There's some great promotions down there. Scottish Wrestling Entertainment, Alba Championship Wrestling, Imperial Wrestling Federation. I think you would fit well in them. And I feel like your style would also be perfect for Japan.
yeah, man. Japan is definitely on my radar as a long-term goal. But hey, man, those Japanese dudes do not play.
Oh
They,
no.
you, if you want to go to Japan, you got to show that you're willing to sacrifice your body for that. You know, just like
And they
those dudes
love
do.
people from other countries over there when they come through, like the Funks from Texas.
Oh yeah, man. Look, I always tell people this. Everybody likes something that they consider a little bit exotic. And Japan is one of those places where, unfortunately, everybody looks the same. So if you can be just a little exotic, a little different, they'll give you all kind of love over there. If I get to Japan, I might not come back.
That would be a big, big goal to do. And speaking of Japan and all these other companies, if you do you have any aspirations to join a big name company like anywhere? It doesn't have to be in America. It could be in Japan. It could be in Mexico. Like, do you have a big name company or companies you want to join?
Of course, man, because that's all. At the end of the day, man, that's always the goal, bro. Is to get that contract, to get that security and that peace of mind. Not so much become complacent when I get that contract, but just to know that I can do this full time and not have to worry about my bills being paid or where my food is coming from. You know,
Yeah.
so. A major company is definitely on the radar, man. But like I said, that's something you gotta earn. That's something you gotta fight for. And Sweet Caramel Lightning is all about earning it and fighting for it and showing that he deserves it.
Well said. How do you see yourself evolving in a year or two?
More experience as a singles competitor, man. That is going to help elevate my game to the next level, I believe. It's just being able to finish the job, just me by myself, you know. Tag team wrestling is an amazing experience, but you always have that little thought in your mind, man. What can I do if it's just me by myself? How far can I go? Can I reach the mountaintop? Can I stand at the pinnacle of what this business is supposed to be about? And for me, when I look in the mirror every day and I ask myself that question, I always say to myself, yes, you can do it, but you have to fight for it. You have to keep that fire and you have to stay committed to the game. And it's when that opportunity comes, you're going to be ready for it.
Most definitely. And you gotta be ready for anything in the business. In the business that you guys do, you guys go out into the ring, you guys put your bodies on the line every single night. Like, yeah, it's something that's predetermined, but at the end of the day, you guys wrestle. You guys fight for your lives out there. And you guys put on a show for the world to see.
Hmm. That's the truth, man. This is not just something that anybody can get in there and
Exactly.
to do. You know what I'm
One
saying?
move
Like
could
I
kill you.
said, right, you
One
have to
move.
train, right, you have to train your mind, you have to train your body, you have to train your very soul for professional wrestling because professional wrestling requires so much from you in order to be successful in it. It's all about giving before you can get.
Indeed. Well said, sir. How do you balance your training and competition schedule with your personal life?
By not sleeping.
No sleep at all. Eat, sleep, wait, eat, go, repeat.
I take for the most part I take little naps in between the days. So I'm averaging about 5.5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky a week.
Wow.
But that's literally what you have to do, man. Like I said, mind, body, and soul have to be prepared to be a professional wrestler. So an average day for me begins at about 5 a.m. uh Getting up, taking care of the things I got to take care of at the house. I do have dogs and things like that, so got to get up and make sure they get taken care of to start my day. And then I'm at the gym, and right after I'm done at the gym doing my 2 hours or so workout, I make it right to work, man. I'm actually a behavior therapist for autistic children. So that's what
Wow.
I do. That's what I do in my day job, my daily life, So that's an invaluable experience right there in of itself. But that's 8 hours that I do that. And then most days, right after I get done with that, man, I am at the Dog Pound Dojo. No time to sleep, no time to go home. I gotta get straight over there and I gotta get ready for drills. I gotta get ready for some action in the ring. Uh we're always having matches against each other when we're at the Dog Pound Dojo. So that's another reason why we stay so fit and strong and are able to have that unique style that we have.
And for you doing what you do outside of wrestling, do you love the job you do?
Absolutely, man. We have an obligation as human beings, man, in any facet of our lives to try to help the next generation under us be better. So, having an opportunity to work with children as a part of my everyday life, that has been one of the greatest. I can't even call that an experience. It's a gift. It's been one of the greatest gifts I can have ever received.
That's wonderful, and I'm thank you for what you do, and I bet you those kids look up to you a lot, and thank you for everything you do.
Well, I hope they do, man. I love what I do. I love providing that service for them and their families. And, I hope I'm making the community of San Antonio better as a whole from what I do.
That was literally part of my next question over here. Can you tell us about any charitable work or community involvement you've been a part of? And that's a big part right there that you're doing already.
Hmm. Well, yeah, man, I just love doing it, man. It's almost not work for me, you know. Now, of course, you got your rules and regulations and things like that you got to follow because I'm a medical professional because of those things. But because of all that I have to do in my daily job, that translates to the pro wrestling as well. Rules, regulations, policies, and a level of professionalism that you have to bring with you to do these types of things.
Yeah. It's no easy task either.
No, it is not, my man. No, it is not.
How has the influences, like the ones that you've looked up to, impacted your style?
Oh man. Watching people who are powerful and effective makes you powerful and effective as well, especially if you train your body to be a powerful and effective weapon. Watching I would want to say two of my favorite wrestlers growing up just after that whole attitude era, just from the things that they would do in the ring and the style they would work. I loved watching Edge and loved watching Batista.
Wow. Those are two guys that made their way in the 2000s bigly by themselves, but Edge was known for his help in creating TLC in the tag scene.
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't know what it was, but I always gravitated to Edge, and then I guess I just liked something about him, and then he had the really big heel run with the rivalry with John Cena, and just that it worked. Just everything about it worked, man. And I just used to love it, like this sex crazed chair swinging maniac that's obsessed with being the champion. It was, oh man, I don't know. It's good storytelling, I guess. I just, something about it made me relate to him.
That's incredible to hear because Edge is somebody that has influenced a lot of people over the careers and he has made a lot of history and he has helped train people to become the next generation of superstars and he has helped guys like Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, two big names in WWE today. If you remember when he was first starting that Judgment Day, Edge was the centerpiece. Edge chose them specifically.
Oh yeah, man. So that's a that's a guy that's definitely influenced the business and left his mark on it. So I'm hoping I can do some similar things one day, in my own way. And just Batista too, man. Like, oh, when you think about that big gold belt in the 2000s, man, you think about
Right.
Batista. You think about Batista, man, just the look, the music, the style, the intensity, like everything about that dude was just like, that's when I come to a wrestling show, that's who I want to freaking see.
I'm guessing you were torn when they had matches together, huh? For their rivalry.
Oh, bro, I used to be hyped up for that, dude. That was, oh my gosh. SmackDown from like '07 to '09. What?
Great era. And
What?
also just the 2000s of SmackDown in general. Like SmackDown defeated Raw plenty of times in ratings.
Hey man, because they would have such great stuff going on SmackDown, you know, and that was the man that was a big era that influenced me for sure.
Definitely a great era, the ruthless aggression era. Definitely not like it is today, but it's definitely an era that's always remembered and never forgotten.
Oh yeah, man, lots of good stuff during that era.
How do you incorporate your own personality and style into your matches and promos? We've talked about it a little bit.
Well, yeah, man, it's all me, man, and just being somebody who grew up watching professional wrestling. I just know that you got to have your own personality and you got to just be yourself, man. That's the way that it's gonna translate. And I don't hold anything back, man. I give you 100% of me, and that's where Sweet Caramel Lightning comes from, man. That's me, born, bred, and raised.
Respect, man. Respect. How do you engage with your fans on social media, and what do you think is the most effective way to build a strong online presence?
Putting content out there, letting the people know what you're doing and where you're gonna be, and just if they're taking time out of their day to comment and like your stuff, go give them a reply on their comments. Go like their comments. Go engage with them. And invite them to the show. Talk to them at the shows, man. Just be open and willing to be around people. Of course, have your boundaries because we know all fandoms can get a little obsessive and clingy in some cases, man. But
Poor
you
Liv
know,
Morgan. Poor Liv
right,
Morgan.
right. But go touch the people consensually, of course.
How do you handle criticism or negative feedback from fans or critics?
You take it constructively and you build from it. You know, not everything is going to be perfect, but it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, but you can understand that people are seeing things, and most of the time, if people are saying something about what they're seeing, it's because they care.
That is true. What have been some of the biggest challenges you faced in your wrestling career, and how do you overcome them?
Oh man, last year, July 1st, I was in a really bad car wreck, man, and I took some damage to my hip and herniated some disc in my spine. So
Yeah.
recovering from that and still doing wrestling and making these shows and fighting through that pain and everything and just learning how to train my body and make it strong again. That's been like one of the biggest challenges I've had.
I'm guessing you pushed yourself until you were ready, but I'm guessing you also were still wrestling with the injury, or you had to take time off specifically.
Ooh, man, I'll tell you this, man. I slowed my way back into training, but I
Okay.
probably only took a week off altogether. And that
And
was
you're
like
still wrestling injured.
I mean, effectively, you can't really fix herniated disc, especially in my case, like I have. So, I went and did the rehab, went and got with the doctors, got the MRIs done, and very grateful to been able to do that, figure out what's wrong, and figure out what I can do to actually improve the situation. So while I do have complications and I can't 100% do things at the frequency that I used to do. Uh, I mean that comes with getting older as well. So you're gonna have to adjust no matter what, but I'm still very grateful and thankful that I can, even though I was in a car wreck that did damage me, I can still perform and go do the things that I want to do.
And you're still wrestling, and that's just a commendable moment in itself. Santino Morella, had a car injury and he came back to wrestling, and it was so great to see him back. And I'm just glad to have you here with us today. And I'm glad that the car wreck did not cause something worse, sir. And this is a true honor to have you here to get to know your story. And I'm telling you right now, I've been enjoying every single moment of it, getting to know who you are as a person. And I am very happy to be on this journey with y'all.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to do this with you today. So thank you for giving me the platform to share my story with everybody, man. And Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, Sweet Caramel Lightning, the whole NWA Texas, man. We are grateful to you as well, and we wanna see you grow. We want to grow, and hopefully we can all do it together.
We're better strong together than we are divided.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
Can you tell us? You told us a few things about some upcoming promotional appearances and events. Can you tell us more for fans to look forward to?
Well, man, as of right now, July 27th, Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, San Antonio, Texas, at Big's Burger Joint by the UTSA campus. You can find out more details about that and where to get tickets from. Just go follow all our social media platforms. All you got to do is type in Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, and you'll find us there. August, we got a big event for TSW, so go follow TSW, Texas Style Wrestling. Uh, Got to get the date down pat because they just announced it, but all the information's out there for you guys to see.
Incredible, incredible. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Please go follow TSW and Dog Pound Championship Wrestling and Laredo Wrestling Alliance. We are going to see how far the journeys will go for each, and I guarantee you it's going to be a rocky journey ahead. What
Always
advice?
is. Always
What
is, my
advice would
brother.
you give up and coming wrestlers?
Here's my advice to you guys, man. If you're an upcoming wrestler and you're seeing this, stay focused, train hard, and remember, man, it is going to be a process. It is going to be hard. It is going to be straining. But if you really love what you do and you really want to be in this, stay the course and the rewards will be amazing.
Well, this is where we come to what is the final question, sir. What message would you like to send to your fans and supporters as you continue your wrestling career?
Keep following Sweet Caramel Lightning. Stay with me on this journey because, baby, y'all been making this possible for me, and I want to make things possible for y'all as well. I want to help y'all live vicariously through me as I continue to succeed and do my thing in this wrestling journey. And hopefully one day I'll be on one of those big stages that y'all can see me on the regular.
Well, sir, you may not be on one of those what you call big stage, but personally, I think a big stage for you is being a part of TSW Dog Pound Championship Wrestling. In my eyes, some of the indie promotions could definitely top some matches in the pro wrestling companies, as I can say.
Oh yeah, we can, man, and a lot of the times we do. So don't sleep on us over at Dog Pound Championship Wrestling and TSW. We got the juice over there, man.
And your guys' juice is just going to continue to keep flowing as you guys have talent come in, you have talent go. You're going to have great stories, great matches to come, a great journey ahead. And, sir, thank you very much for showing up here on the Shadow City podcast. You are the official first episode of Breaking Kayfabe.
Well, hey, man, what an honor it is to be the first episode of Breaking Kayfabe, man. That's great to hear. Hopefully, this is an historic milestone, and we keep going and expanding from here. All right.
Indeed, brother. I hope you have yourself a great rest of your day.
You do the same, my brother, and thank you again for the opportunity. I really appreciate it today speaking with you.
We hope to have you on here again, sir. Have a good one.